Great honor to have Baseball Hall-of-Famer, 9-time All-Star World Series champion Goose Gossage on the show.
Yeah.
Goose, thanks for doing this.
Hey, guys. My pleasure.
How you feeling this morning? All right?
What do you mean?
Well, you've been busy. I mean, you've been making the rounds. I mean, your phone must be blowing up, obviously.
I brought it all on myself. So there's no one to blame except me.
Now, listen, we've played your comments. We played the interview. The Bautista's bleeping disgrace to the game. He's embarrassing the Latin players who ever played before him, throwing his bat, acting like a fool, like all those guys in Toronto. Jonas Cespedes, same thing. Have you now that you've had a day to sleep on it and you've done the rounds, do you still feel the same way? Are you walking anything back, or are you still standing there?
Well, the only thing, I'm not going to take anything back that I said. I didn't mean to single out Bautista, but when the guy asked me a question yesterday about the status of the game, I kind of went off. And the first thing that came to my mind is Bautista flipping the bat in the World Series or the playoffs. And, there's no place for it in the game. They're pitchers. There's no place for a pitcher to show up hitters. That's a respect that we teach our kids, to have respect for the opponent. You don't want to wake your opponent up, and you don't want to show him up. I never showed up a hitter, and I was never shown up by a hitter, nor did I ever show up a hitter myself.
Do you think?
Never.
Okay, so Goose, let me ask you something. So you played for the Oakland Athletics in '92 when Robbie hit that home run, and
that was yes, absolutely. And I knew they were going to kick X ass because I was watching the whole thing. I was in Oakland at the time playing with the A's.
Yep.
And I've got a broken wrist, and I'm on the sideline, so I'm watching Eckersley because he had to come in the eighth inning. And I said, man, don't pump your fist, Eck. Don't pump your fist. Don't show him up, Eck. You got to go back out there in the ninth. Sure enough, man, he gets out of the eighth, pumps his fist, punches out somebody, and pumps his fist. And I'm looking at the Toronto dugout, and it erupted. And they went back out there and kicked his ass. And therein lies what I'm talking about.
Is it
and showing somebody up? Don't do it.
Is it more about though that when you played the game there was a code and you lived by the code, and if you didn't, you got it. You got plunked, or as you said, you turned that person's world around.
Absolutely.
And now do you believe though that the game can evolve and personalities can come out, like Bryce Harper said the other day? He said, hey, we need more of that in the game. We need more people that fist pump. We need more people that bat flip. It makes it more interesting, and it's entertainment based. Do you believe that the game should evolve like that at all, or do you believe it should stay the same?
Here's a young punk that doesn't have a clue. He should be happy that he's in the big leagues. Money has changes. All of a sudden, these guys are making money that is just like, they have no. Bryce Harper doesn't even have a clue about what has transpired in the last 40 years.
He's a good ball player, Goose.
From Kurt, I don't care if he's a good ball player or not. I played with lots of great ball players throughout my whole against and on the same teams. So Bryce Harper doesn't impress me. Act like a professional. You want to act like Cam Newton? Go ahead. Act like a fool. But Cam Newton is a fool.
Goose, you talk about how.
Thank God, I'm a Denver fan. I watched the World Series or the Super Bowl. I watched the Super Bowl, and I'm thinking, oh man! I told my friends, I said, and they were football players. I said, man, the worst thing that could happen is the Carolina blows out Denver, and there's the fourth quarter. We got to watch Cam Newton run up and down the sidelines, acting like an idiot, and then he pulls the crap that he pulled after the series was, or after the Super Bowl was over.
Mm-hmm.
But
is that right? Is that where we're headed? Really? Is that what you want? Is that what Bryce Harper wants? Act like a professional.
But you can't control the people, though, Goose. You know what I mean? Like, listen, I love the game. I love the personality of the game. I'm a big fan of people that
we were controlled back in the day. Absolutely, there was a standard of the way we acted.
Well, how did you control a guy that? How would you control a guy that did that? How would you control a guy that did what?
We didn't have him. We didn't have a bunch of. It was a team sport. Well, you just did your job and acted like a professional and act like this is what my job is, to get people out. I didn't have to fist pump and make an ass of myself out there or make an ass of the guy I just punched out.
Goose, it's a different time now, and it's unfortunate
You
that
know what?
kids,
you
but
say that, you can say that, and you can say that all you want to, and it's still, you won't change my mind. I'm from the old school. I think you ought to act like you've been there and done that before, because you are a professional. This isn't college. This isn't high school where you can show up, whatever you want to do goes.
Mm-hmm. So, Goose, let me ask you
The
something.
fans are going to have as much fun. The fans in Toronto are going to have as much fun watching Batista hit the home run. He doesn't have to flip the bat into the frickin' dugout.
But it was entertaining, and this is an entertainment-based sport.
Was it?
Yeah, it was totally entertaining.
That's where the game is going. And you know what? With replay and all the other crap, and you can't take a guy out at home plate, you can't take a second baseman out, you can't slide hard. All of a sudden, there's all these new rules. And the commissioner's bringing down heavy fines and whatever. Control the game. You can't pitch inside. A ball gets away. The umpire's got his mask off. There's no more arguing with the umpire from the manager, kicking dirt all over him. They used to fire up the fans and in the stadium. It was awesome. It was absolutely. There was a lot of character back in the game. What do you mean? It was exciting when I played. We just didn't act like a bunch of fools.
But you look forward to going back to the ballpark,
it's all self. You know what it is? It's all self-promotion.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
Is it not passion? Is it not excitement for the game? Is it not
we got excited? We were passionate. There's nobody more passionate in the game than I am. Personally, there's a lot of passionate players. There's a lot of guys that don't like to see the way the game is going.
How can we?
The nerds on down from the top. The nerds are running the game today.
But
people that never even played the game.
Do you not talk to other guys that you played with? A couple of questions. A, how come you're the only guy that's saying this stuff and speaking up? Or
because nobody wanted to bite the hand that fed them. I don't want to bite the hand that fed me. I just got fed up with watching the game the way it is.
Are you a fan of replay?
And the way it's and the direction it's going. No, I'm not a fan of replay. I hate replay.
Why?
Because you can't control the game. Why? Who's died in the last 100 years because of replay? And they say the game is slowing down, and now you got to wait. Look at football. And half the time you can't even tell whether it's a fumble or whatever they're replaying because it's so close. Leave it up to the umpires. Mm-hmm. They do a great job. They're going to do away with umpires.
Well,
they're going to put a screen up. They're going to put a screen up in front of the pitcher. Watch.
Mm-hmm.
The next pitcher that gets hit in the head, thank God, it's just part of the game.
Do you not like that? Do you not like that strike zone indicator on TV where you can see where the strike zone? Yeah,
I hate it.
Figured.
Goose, you would never wear a helmet on the mound?
Never.
So when does this game evolve, according to you, though, Goose? And this is what I'm trying to figure out. I respect the fact
the game evolve in the last 15 years. In the first 100 years, there weren't any.
But do things not progress? Do things not progress? Do you not evolve as a game? Do you not try and get better?
Have to progress to the point that you don't even recognize the game.
It's that vastly different to you?
The only thing that is the same in the game today is 60 feet 6 inches the mound and 90 feet base pass. That's it. They have manipulated this game where the old numbers don't even stack up to the new numbers. And it's not because these guys are greater. They have wanted to put more offense in the game, and they've gone complete. 500 home runs doesn't mean what 500 home runs used to mean. For a lot of reasons why they manipulated smaller ballparks. You can't pitch inside. The strike zone is shrunk down to a postage stamp. They want to speed up the game. Utilize, that belt-high fastball that they don't call. That ball ends up in the cheap seats.
But home runs are fun. Home runs are great to watch.
I'm just saying, absolutely. Home runs and power hitters, that's the greatest, and a power pitcher on the mound, there's nothing greater than when big power hitter like George Brett would come up and hit one into the upper deck off of me. I didn't show up George Brett. When I got George Brett out, he didn't show me up.
So what do you say to the
just act like a professional, that's all.
I understand. But what do you say to the people that say, listen, Goose is almost 65. He hasn't played the game in a long time. He's angry. He's old. You don't care?
What do I have to be angry about? I played 22 years. I'm angry about the changes in the game. Buster Posey gets cleaned, gets his clock cleaned at home plate. Now you can't even now you can't take a catcher out if he's sitting there with the ball and he's ready to tag you out. You can't try to dislodge that ball. What is that? What kind of rule is that? Because somebody got hurt? I'm just saying that. And when they had $12,000 tied up in a catcher, they didn't care whether you got hurt. And the old catchers knew how to block the plate. This kid didn't have any technique of blocking the plate.
Goose, was that Chase Utley slide in?
All of a sudden, they changed the rules.
But that's what happens with everything, right? You
know what? Then hey, take all the pitch. They could save millions of dollars. Take the pitchers off the mound.
Yeah.
Put up take
Goose.
a BP pitcher like they do in base, like it do in the All-Star game.
Behind that screen?
And there you go.
Was the Chase Utley slide dirty in the playoffs, Goose?
There's no intimidation anymore from the hitter. You know what I was taught when I came into the league? Son, you better make that hitter as uncomfortable as you can or you're going to be doing something else.
Well, one would argue that the team that won the World Series last year did a whole bunch of that. We watched Kansas City play that way. We watched a lot of chin music. Make that person step back, throw something high.
So great. So did you take offense to that?
No, I loved it. That's the kind of baseball I love. I love the anger. I love the bat flips. I love the personality. I love the confrontation because you look forward to that next series.
You know what? The bat flips, you can take it and put it where the sun doesn't shine because there's no part in this game for that. There's no place in this game for that.
Now, you know what? Hey, and there are a lot of people that agree with you too. It just it's a hot button topic, and obviously now
you want your kid. You know what? Our kids are going to start emulating these guys flipping bats. Are you kidding me? You'd let your son flip a bat?
For $25 million a year, I would, yeah. Big time.
And what's happening in this game when Ryan Braun, who threw people under the bus, got people fired and lied, and then all of a sudden he gets a standing ovation? Are you kidding me?
I agree with you.
I think everybody agrees with you.
How do those people in Milwaukee, when you got your son sitting next to him, is confused because he cheated, all right? And lied, and all of a sudden he gets a standing ovation. I can hear the son asking his dad, "Dad, why is he getting a standing ovation? Why are we standing?" Don't answer that. I'm just saying the whole aspect of our society, the baseball game, is don't change baseball. Baseball's the only one that we've got left that you can't control it. It has a mind of its own. It parallels life in every way.
Should have A-Rod been able to play last season?
What's that?
Should A-Rod have been able to play last season, Goose?
He cheated and lied.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with A-Rod playing. I have a problem if they're going to put him into the Hall of Fame. We're going to reward cheating? Are you kidding?
But you'd let him play.
Well, he served his time.
What about Aroldis Chapman? 30-game suspension.
Third time.
Right?
Third time.
Anyway.
I don't know about I don't even know. I don't have any idea what happened in that deal. And they investigated it, and he's got 30 days, I think.
Yeah, he's got 30-game suspension. Anyway, Goose, listen.
Next time, he should be, dealt with more severely.
But do you think unloading a gun in your garage and scaring the hell out of your wife should be taken more seriously than a bat flip?
Absolutely. I'm just saying in the big picture, there's lots of things